It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call, and we've been talking every day. You guys heard it from Doug's voice. We love Joe and Jill. We really do.
Whoopsies. What was that, Kamala? Hold on.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call.
Joe, I still know you're on the recording. Uh-oh. What's up, people? How we doing tonight? Phil Zill first in the hizzy. Kathy, what's up? Oscar in the his house. Vin Mandana, first like. Congrats. Thank you. Soul Joe, what up? MM, Troy Man, Just Mike, Darren, Armand, Danielle, Girth, Chad Yunkin, Richie Rich, Andy Brewer. Look at all these beautiful people. Scott Valkovich with the money. Hero Large, hit that like. Thank you. Billy, losing hope in the markets. Feel like this will take years to recover while we sit and wait. Better winter. Amen, brother. It's so hard right now. I get it, buddy. I get it, man. I really, really do. It is so hard. And you know what? You should never have hope in the market. We can have hope, though, in our spirit and our fight and in God that, justice will eventually come. Gary Ball, welcome, man. It's been a bit. Alan, some of them just wait for it. Hey, man, they like me. What can I say? Pat Shagoya, welcome, friend. Kamala, Barack Obama. R. Will, Randy Atwell. Makes you sick hearing her voice. I get it. Tucker, Alice, what's going on? Catching from the beginning. Welcome. Glad you're here. Billy Koopa. Oh, thank you. Jim. He's dead, Jim. I like it. Frank, what's up? Birdie Bug. And Vin Man, Laura Luma, and Montel Williams having a Twitter fight. Ooh, well, we'll have to tune into that later. I haven't seen that. But anyways, guys, it's good to see you all. Tonight, we're going to talk about what's going on in our country because it's crazy right now. The Democrats are basically staging a coup. They are completely shorting out the democratic process to install Kamala Harris. No surprise there. This is what they do. They don't really believe in democracy. They always like to tell others what they're doing and blame others for what they're doing. That's why they always say Trump is a threat to democracy, because the truth is they don't like democracy because they don't like people who don't agree with them, and they cannot stand to lose power. So we're going to talk about that tonight. There's a lot going on in the race, but then I also going to end with some talk on where the market's at. And it's getting worse, but I don't know, timing is tough. Timing's tough, and I want to talk on GTII for a little bit too, but we're going to get to that towards the end here because first, this is craziness. I mean, what a slip. She lets out that's recording. And I know apparently I don't know. I mean, where's Joe? What's going on with this? This is crazy. That didn't even really sound like him. It's getting nuts. It is getting nuts. I want to see him in person in our face. What is this going on? Eric says, what a wild week. Oh my God. No, this is unlike anything we've ever seen before. I told you guys at the beginning of the year, I said 2024 is going to be a year history hinges upon. It is going to be the year everything changes depending on which direction we go. And it's happening exactly like I thought. Now, obviously, there's no way to predict everything. I mean, and everybody who says they are is wrong. Most people who were so gung-ho about right about some things or wrong about others, and that's just all of us right now because there's so many crazy things going on. I was wrong about Biden dropping out. I thought he'd still be in. I was never 100% on it. It wasn't one of my stronger predictions, but it definitely was something I was wrong about, and a bunch of you guys were right about that. But I've been right about a lot of other things, and it's just one of those years, though, where who knows what's going to happen next. There's going to be more cyber attacks. How are they going to steal this? I'll tell you what, though. They are terrified. They are terrified. And here's how you know they're terrified. I was thinking about this today. Why else try to take out Trump by shooting him unless they don't have the election controlled. They're going to cheat, but I'll tell you right now, if they knew they could steal the election, they would not have tried to kill him. They would have just stolen it and let him lose. So I thought about that a lot today, and that's how it works, because they don't want to kill him. Why? Because we're seeing why. When they missed, he is growing stronger than ever. And that actually made him become a martyr figure and gain a lot of support. So they are losing, guys. They're losing. Charlie says there's never been more of a condescending voice than Kamala Harris. Montel's going after cat turd. Oh, my God. I'm going to have to check in on that. Jim says, in my honest opinion, it'll be Hillary as DNC Prez nomination, Obama as VP. Obama can't be VP unless you think it's going to be Michelle, which I don't. Guys, listen. I really think it's going to be Kamala, and this is why. Not only, well, today she got a big one. All right, she got the Pelosi endorsement, and the Pelosi endorsement means the Obama's also endorsing her. That's what it means, because Obama was one of those holding out, pushing Joe out, along with Pelosi. And remember, the Clintons were kind of on the opposite side of that. AOC yesterday did a video, on Saturday did a video about them not wanting Kamala. There was a lot of people on that, but this is coming together. And here's the other thing. Several states have already pledged their delegates to her. By pledging their delegates to her, if that keeps happening, there's no chance. I mean, North Carolina, South Carolina, I can't remember the other one. Was it Michigan? Anyways, there's a few states that have pledged their delegates to her, which means they're already choosing her. And I'm just telling you, if that is how it goes, they're not going to replace her. Because the delegates are going to stick with her. They want to be doing this if they were planning on bringing somebody else in. I'll just tell you that right now. What's up, Ralph? We are a constitutional republic here at large. We are 100% a constitutional republic, but that's not the game they play, and that's not what most people understand. And so democracy has this magic word association to it, and most people who don't understand how our country works believe we're a democracy because we vote, because we're a constitutional republic that's democratically elected. So they believe we're a democracy, which we're not a pure democracy. We are a constitutional republic first. And but they can't say that, because if they said that, that would mean they'd have to respect the law. They don't want that. The Democrats want you to believe we're a democracy so they can believe that mob rule runs us, so that the 51% can rule everybody else. That's what they want us to believe, because that way they can control us more. That way they can control the vote more. You understand? They want us to believe we're a democracy. Al says, I don't think that was actually Biden. He didn't use words such as Schleibwiffel, Schnetteklapper, Beneptical. I love it. Kid Biker, anyone watch the trail today for a Secret Service? You mean the where they were questioning her? I did, yeah. What's up, Raiden? Do I think Kamala will be easier to beat than Biden? Yes, I do, and I'm going to show you that in a minute here. Fox was reporting Trump only has a 2-point lead against Obama or Kamala. It's just not true. But that's one poll, and one poll can be up to 2 points, but I'm going to show you why it's much more dangerous than that. And also, listen, any poll right now is not 100% to be trusted, even the ones I'm going to show you tonight. And the reason is they're too fresh. They're too fresh. The truth is nobody is taking Kamala seriously yet, but I will say this: her approval rating as VP is lower than Biden's approval as president. She's the lowest rated vice president in history, lowest rated with approval rating, and several other things. So yes, I actually think it'll be easier to beat Kamala than Biden. Do I still own GTII? Yes. Drew Saval, did I find the video of Kamala where she wants to record? Yeah, I started the show with that. Charlie, you think Uncle Bozy and Joe are together now? That's bad. Alan, at least one thing, can't have president and VP from same state. That's true too. Newsom has already endorsed Kamala, says he won't run against her, and Gretchen Whitmer endorsed her and said she won't run against her. So they're all filing in. Okay, they're all filing in behind her. Yeah. No, I know, ESK. I saw it. I'm going to talk about that tonight too. What's up, Oscar? Susan, Robert Kennedy said Trump will elect Larry Fink, director of BlackRock, to be head of Treasury. I highly doubt that. Jamie Dimon is looking at being Treasury right now, not Fink. I would doubt we see Fink. Fink's BlackRock. I highly doubt that. So I know. We'll talk about Anna in a minute here. Debs are like Elaine from Seinfeld dance. I saw this. This is too funny. 2016, A New Hope. 2020, The Empire Strikes Back. 2024, Return of the Jedi. How beautiful is that? What a great graphic. Okay, let's move on here. By the way, this was interesting to me. I don't know if you guys follow Maverick. He's pretty good. He's got, a crap ton of followers, 46,000, but a lot more on YouTube. He's a big deal. And he did a video about Biden dropping out, and this happened. His monetization limited. They won't run ads on this video. I thought it was interesting because guess what? The exact same thing happened to me. My video I did last night has been demonetized. They will not run ads on the video. So anybody talking about this is not getting any ad revenue. So they're starting to, it's a warning is what it is. It's a warning. Be careful how much you talk about. And so just letting you guys know, if I disappear all of a sudden, or I'm completely shadow banned, then start looking for me on Rumble or X, because YouTube is starting to take the little money I do make from these videos away. Just a heads up there I wanted to share. Okay, let's go through some of these things. So here's the AOC video saying that Democrats don't want her. This was on Saturday. It's AOC. I don't want to make you listen to her for so long, but it's short.
And I'm going to say what a lot of these folks aren't saying. I'm just going to say it. If you think that there is consensus among the people who want Joe Biden to leave, that they will support Vice President Harris, you would be mistaken. And I'm going to say that because if they're going to come out and say all their little things on background off the record, but they're not going to be fully honest, I'm going to be honest for them. I'm in these rooms. I see what they say in conversations.
So after saying all this, she deleted the video. And so this video is only being shared by others now. And then the next day she got behind Kamala and endorsed her. I'm telling you, they're all lining up behind Kamala. I don't know the reason. Kamala's a terrible candidate. She is a terrible candidate. You couldn't hear that? Well, the sound's on. Sorry, man. I don't know. Maybe low. Was the volume too low, guys? I'll try again.
I'm gonna say what a lot of
I maybe just go find it so I don't have to play it again, because nobody wants to keep seeing AOC. Sorry, Mark. It's all over Twitter. I shared it, so. But anyway, she goes on this and, thank you, Hero. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for the donation. Demonetize this, YouTube. I like it, Hero at Large. You the man. I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much. So yeah, she took it down, and she's then gets in line. So for whatever reason, it makes no sense, because Kamala is a terrible, terrible candidate. Terrible. She polls behind Biden in most of the polls, and that's with most of the polls not even having taken her serious yet. Okay, and wait till you see what I'm about to show you. But for some reason they've anointed her, and the only thing I can think is this: they feel like by having a woman of color running, that will be the way they can attack Trump, because he's the old man and she's the 59-year-old woman, prime of her life, I guess, whatever they want to say about it. It's not like 59's young, but they're obviously younger than Trump. But the woman of color thing they're really going to push. And so they must believe that even though she's extremely unpopular and a nitwit, that they can completely push a narrative here that people will believe and galvanize behind. And on top of that, I think they can fully control her, because back in the day, she was Obama's chosen one in 2020, but she was terrible. She couldn't win anything. Why do you think they inserted her behind Joe, so that they could always bring her up if needed? For some reason, and I think the reason's obvious, Kamala will do anything. She'll do anything for power as long as they feed it to her. And they know that. So that's why they're going to push this so hard. And I don't think, the more I think about this, the more I see what's going on. If they have a torn convention where they're all fighting each other, it's going to be horrible for them, just like it was in 1968, just like it was in 1980. It will be worse for them to have that. So they know they need to get behind somebody. And the Pelosi endorsement's a big deal. It's a really big deal. And the delegates already coming up and getting behind her is also a huge deal. So I'm telling you, that's why I don't think it's going to be Clinton. I think Clinton has a plan here. And I don't know, maybe it's to come in as VP, which I don't think that either at this moment, because they're asking people in swing states. So I don't know what it's going to look like. I know Clinton's up to something, but it definitely seems like Kamala's going to be the candidate. Just everything is looking that way. What's up, AC? How you doing here? Vince? A little late, Meddy. Mark, you love the content and channel. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Thomas, listen, I don't know what's going on with GTII, but we will talk about it at the end here a little bit. I do have a few things I want to say about GTI, but as far as actually what's happening right now, since it's been delisted, I couldn't tell you. All right, this is Drano. He's great. Here's why I believe Democrats just made things a lot worse. Biden was installed in 2020 because they needed Scranton Joe to win back the Rust Belt or get close enough. They knew they needed Joe to pull the blue-collar workers. With Kamala, a California liberal with room temp IQ, they have no chance at winning Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, especially since the Teamsters union boss just spoke at the RNC. Unless they put someone like Pennsylvania Governor Shapiro or Fetterman on the ticket, their love for DEI is about to face the harsh truth of Rust Belt reality. And this is a great point. California liberals, nobody wants them as their president across the nation. Nobody in the middle who's a swing voter, they don't trust them. Okay. And nobody who's already on the Trump side. So she's not going to win any voters over. This is terrible for them. It's terrible for them. And they can't put Clinton on there, because if they go Clinton, then they have a California liberal and a New York liberal who's one of the most hated people in the world. It's just not feasible. And they have to win this election, guys. They have to. Obviously, they're going to cheat, but they can't cheat enough. Check out some of these polls we're going to run through real quick. All right, this is Quinnipiac, very trusted pollster. Among voters age 18 to 34, Trump is up 19 points with the young voters against Kamala. 19 points. This is supposed to be guaranteed liberal votes. Young people, the college students, they're supposed to be guaranteed. Put them in the bag. Liberals win them by 20 points most times. 20 points on average. Trump is leading Harris by 20 points, 19 points, we'll call it 20, against Harris. That, you can't come back from that. You throw Kennedy in there, Trump's still winning by 18 points. That's insane. That's insane. Here's the regular straight up poll, which, listen, this doesn't make any sense to me. If the young voters are up 18, how is Trump only up 2 or 4 against her? Okay, something doesn't register here. Something doesn't register. So it's either adult women are going hard for Harris, which is possible. I could see her getting maybe 60%, 55% of adult women. Or it's old people, which, why? Why would old people suddenly throw in behind this? But it doesn't matter, because as long as Trump has the popular vote lead, this election's over. I'm telling you right now. The last time Biden was up 7 points going into the final day of voting, won by 3.8. Clinton was up by 3 or 4 points, lost. Okay, and she won the popular vote because of California, but lost the election. If Trump is ahead in the polls, it's over. It's over. By the way, this will continue to keep getting worse. Rich Barris is the best because he goes through the polls and he knows them all. He's been studying them for years. He does his own polling as well. Great show, by the way. He always talks about which polls matter more, how to trust them, and gives a great breakdown of them. And by the way, he was the second most accurate pollster in the last election and the most accurate in 2016. With the exception of Buttigieg, Trump's vote share is higher against Harris than any other potential candidates. You hear that? Buttigieg is the only one that polls worse than Kamala against Trump. The only one. All of whom are likely not stupid enough to even seek a nomination, which I've already gone over. Whitmer's out. Newsom's out. Smart Play has run against a Trump pretender in 2028, and obviously that's not going to happen either. But here's the decision desk. Harris versus Trump, Whitmer. It's bleak. It's bleak for the Democrats. The odds market where people are putting their money, they have Trump at 64% beating Kamala. So this is why they're trying to kill him, guys. This is why they're trying to kill him. The deep state, whoever, the intelligence communities, they're trying to kill Trump because he's going to win this election and they can't cheat it from him. Check these out in the swing states. All right, 55% chance of winning. Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, a little lower. Arizona, Nevada, 65%. Georgia, 70. Trump, 71 in North Carolina. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Whitey, yeah, I'll talk about that at the end. I agree, Anthony. We'll talk about that at the end too. Whitey, no worries. You boomers aren't voting for Kamala. Good hero. I would hope not. Traditionally, the elder vote it can be depended on by conservatives and Republicans. So, what do I expect with this idiotic poll? Donald, this is not jumping the gun. Do you understand? Listen, Donald, if you think this is jumping the gun, you haven't followed politics for the last 4 years, or at least you don't know how this works. Kamala was the least popular of the final 5 Democrats in 2020. People hate her. She has the worst VP favorability of anybody in history. Okay? These polls are only going to get better for Trump, is my point. That's my point. And that's what I said. This isn't jumping the gun. It's telling you what to expect. They can't win this election by voting. They're going to have to do something else. And that's what I'm telling you. And I'm right about this unless something extraordinary happens to prove me wrong. This is something I am 99% sure on. She is horrible. So I'm not jumping the gun, Donald. I'm just telling you how it's going down. I'm not saying Trump is definitely going to pull this off unless he does. If we take it easy, he won't. If we don't show up, he won't win. But if we do show up, if we don't sit down, we will win this. That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you 100%. If we don't back down and we don't, and we all show up to vote and we all keep spreading this out, I'm telling you, this is ours. This is ours. Gary says, love to see a Trump-Harris debate. We'll get one. I know we'll get at least one. Susan, Ham talked about GTII and Williams live stream. Ham said you can't trade right now because they did. Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that later. John, Trump doesn't need to debate. Listen, he does. And this is why he needs to debate, okay? He needs to debate because he's never debated her before. This is a new candidate. And so Trump has to do at least one. Because if he doesn't, it'll look like weakness, especially if she calls him out. Okay? Especially if she calls him out. Yeah, Don, we'll keep trust me, I'm not going anywhere. We'll revisit this all along the way. And if I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong. But I'm not wrong on this. Kamala is terrible. They can't stand her. Nobody can stand her. She gets worse the more exposure she gets. That is the history of her career. It's so. Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard ended her in 2020. It's amazing. And it's only going to get worse for her as she's out there more. Look at this. Among independents, Trump's up 14%. So this is why that final 2% just makes no sense. It doesn't add up. How are you ahead with 14% among independents and probably 90% with Republicans. And this means they oversampled Democrats. That's what it means. They oversampled Democrats. So, and 19% with young people. I mean, it had to have been an oversampling of Democrats for the final toll there. Mark says only 65 likes, 178 people. Yeah, please, guys, hit the like, share, subscribe. I know you guys. I know we can hit 100 here. Democrats. Listen, I haven't gained subscribers now in a while, and a lot of it I do believe is shadow banning. I keep having people saying I get unsubscribed without even doing it. I keep coming back and I'm not subscribed anymore. So anyways, help out the channel if you guys like the content. I really appreciate it. Alan says, did you hear Crook was in DC by the FBI, only 2 block minutes? Plus he did go to the FBI. I do know that. Yeah. Crook, the shooter of Trump. Yeah. It's crazy. This thing is unwinding more and more. It's completely an inside job. Completely an inside job. And I probably just lost my monetization for this video. Oh, well. It's worth it. I got to tell the truth. Brett, Kamala, I'm sure, is a master debater. We can ask Willie Brown. Why? You can't wait to see the battleground polls in the next few months? Oh, yeah, it'll spread more. There's no way she gains in battleground polls. Yeah, William having trouble. I didn't watch William's stream today, guys. Sorry. Brett Willie says she sucks. I love it. Okay. Dave Portnoy's out here. Not he's an old school liberal. Not my favorite guy in the world, but interesting guy. Anyways, feels like I'm taking crazy pills when the left keep calling Trump a threat to democracy when the Dems didn't even let their own party vote for the candidate. It's insane. This is happening all over the place. Now, it used to be Hollywood were the most influential people in the world. Okay, outside of the president or whoever. That's just how it was. Hollywood are the biggest pop stars like Michael Jackson, Madonna, all them. But now the most influential people in the world are people like this. Dave Portnoy, Elon Musk. These are the most influential people in the world. And I'm telling you, these people are coming around, and they're not like crazy Trump people, but they're saying the left is insane and we can no longer follow them. And that is huge for our side. That is huge. This momentum doesn't happen in a losing election. All right. Again, I said this earlier, the reason they're trying to kill him is because they know that it's out of the range of stealing. It's out of the range of stealing. That's why they're trying to kill him. Did I hear from the director of Secret Service today? I did, yeah. I won't be surprised if they didn't 25A Biden to help bolster the calculator. They might. They really might. It does look more, I'm starting to get scared that, scared, I don't know if scared is the right word, but it would be bad if Biden's dead. I don't want him dead. I mean, listen, I wish for justice, but I don't wish for revenge. That's just not who I am. I don't want Biden to be dead if they killed him or something, poisoned his drink. That would be horrible. I don't want that. I don't want that. I hope he comes back out. And honestly, it's better for us if he finishes his term. It really is. We don't want to give Kamala time to gain the media narrative of being so competent as a president, and people get comfortable with her already being in there. We just don't want that. So, and they know that, which is why I wouldn't be surprised if they do push to get him out. Big Mike plan on hosing drag queen. Oh, jeez. Yesterday, William mocked investors upset they'd lost so much money. He mocked them? That doesn't sound like William. That's crazy. All right. Well, I haven't been watching that, so sorry, guys. I don't have any thoughts. Okay, so the presidential functions are now being delegated to Secretary of State and Secretary of the Treasury. This is Twilight Zone-ish, guys. This is so crazy. There's something so weird going on here. And why are they hiding him? That's the weirdest thing to me. Like, either he's dead or they have something like they have some weird plan to keep Biden hidden in the wings until they're ready to reveal him again. I just don't know. Did Kamala just secure enough delegates? Shut up. Hold on a second. That's crazy. What's up, Fernando? So this is 2,000, 75%. Oh, here it is. Holy smokes. Okay, guys, this is it then. She's it. It's 100% official. This is, now the only way to get rid of Kamala is to kill her. That is crazy. Holy smokes. Guys, this is the craziest time in history, in American history, guys. That's like as far as an election is concerned. This is unreal. Oh my God. Wow. Vince says, Kamal's terrible. This is great for us. Not smart or likable. She does worse with blacks than FJB. Yeah. Oh, I've seen several people come out and say if it's Kamala, we're voting Trump. I know. Like, there, and it's not that. Listen, Ficus says, where's Biden? He just released that letter the other day. Hasn't said anything. They had that call with him tonight where Kamal says, thanks for the recording. But the letter, it's not his signature. He never underlines his signature, and there's other discrepancies there. And they also didn't put it on the letterhead, the presidential letterhead. This is so weird. So weird. What do you call a Frenchman wearing sandals? Filippi flop. Nice, JR. You, Eric, did I hear about the Tucker Carlson, Charlie Kirk info? Biden was emergency down to John Hopkins. Yes, I did see that. Yeah, it's crazy. That's horrible, Susan. Oh, man. Well, I don't know what to say to that. There's no excusing if William did that. There's just no excuse. And I like William. He's a good guy. He's called me many times and just to check on me and make sure I'm doing okay when I went through my stuff. And so it's terrible. I hear that, and that sucks. They miss and going to try poison or truck bomb. They're going to try something. Don't give Hillary ideas. What's up, Jackson? Ficus, does he even know he dropped out? That's the question. Trump was saying he doesn't. Alan, wait, Democrat Party has super delegates. That's the power. That's not completely true, Alan. So the super delegates are not enough to undo this. Okay, they're not enough to undo this. The super delegates come into play when it's tight, and they can completely choose like who they want to go in on. So if it's up in the air, say the delegates were split or even 60-40 or 30-70 even, then they could sway it. But there's only like 700 super delegates, and there's 4,000 plus of the other delegates. And so if the other one said 75%, this means that she's actually secured it. Okay, this is not, the super delegates cannot undo this, which, by the way, super delegates is like the most undemocratic thing ever. But yeah, this is all over. I mean, yeah, so she's over the mark. I mean, look, she's got 2,400. They can't do it. This is what they need for the nomination. They can't undo this. The super delegates won't be enough. She's in. They secured it so that they don't have an open convention. They didn't want that. An open convention is death. And just like I told you guys, I said that. They don't want that. And now look at it. So, Husker, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. I'm not talking about the GTI stuff, guys. I'll finish at the end with that, okay? Al, you love listening to Tucker, makes your day. Listen to Karine Jean-Pierre. Tucker's awesome. He has a great podcast out right now with Jack Posobiec. It's really good. So, James, election night is going to be a blast, Gary. I agree. James says, I don't wish him bad. He did buck the establishment. They need him out. Something really bad's coming our way. Crowd strike. Oh, they're going to try. I agree with you, James. They're going to try. But here's the deal. They never planned for the people to be this awake. They never planned for it. And they are not as powerful as you guys think. They're not. They have power. They do. And they're going to do some shady stuff. They're going to mess with us, and they're going to try what they can, but they're not as powerful as you think. They're not, and they're terrified of it. They are watching as everything they've built and planned for decades is about to fall apart. It's like the Clintons won the coup. Yeah, exactly. Rum Dog, a guy trying to sell you a timeshare in Arizona said Joe was taken out in 2019 for pedophilia and child trafficking. Really? It seems like, I've seen a lot of stories on that stuff, but none of them are trustworthy in my opinion. So, Brandale Briggs prophesied detailed Trump assassination more than 10 months ago. I know, I saw that. It is unprecedented times. Brett, can we just put her in exile or export her to some country? Eventually. Hey, thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. Thanks, Calvin. Yeah, please hit the like. What's up, Moody? Good to see you guys. I appreciate you guys. Listen, I want to say something real quick before I go on, because I do have more I'm going to cover. But just real quick to all you viewers out there. I really, really, really appreciate you guys sticking with me through this, because I told you guys at the beginning of the year, that I was going to be switching more to election content, because this is my greatest passion, is getting our country back on track. I love the stock talk. I do. It's important. I still will cover markets, but this was always where I wanted to speak on the most. And I know that I've lost viewers because of it. Some people only wanted to hear the stock stuff. And I get it. No shame at all. But I appreciate a lot of you guys who take the risk on me covering this stuff and have become dedicated viewers even while I've changed this content, because this is, to me, the most important thing in the world right now is what's happening in this election. And that's why I'm covering it. And so, and honestly, I'll just be honest, I'm better at this than I am at the stock stuff. So I just want to say, I appreciate you guys sticking with me and giving me that chance. And I hope I can continue to do a good job for you guys. So thank you for that. And 100 likes. There we go. Let's see if we can get up to 150. Everybody watching, please take a second. Please like the channel. YouTube has been killing me lately. They demonetized my video the other day when I talked about Biden dropping out. They are they've been shadow banning me. They've been unsubscribing people. So if you guys don't mind, let's just give them the finger by hitting the likes, and I appreciate it. So okay, I will continue. Mood man, there you go. Charlie, Mark Kelly just got taken down by Laura Loomer. I don't think it's going to be Mark Kelly now. You should go check that out. I'm not going to go through it because it's kind of a long story. But yeah, Laura Loomer just did a big expose on stuff going on with Mark Kelly. So I don't think they need a home run VP pick. And the problem is they don't have one. That's the best part. But yeah, it's not going to be Newsom. It's not going to be Whitmer. They're going to try to get someone like what's his face in Pennsylvania, or yes, I wouldn't be surprised if it's him, honestly. And then they've also reached out to Roy Cooper in North Carolina, and he said yes. So we'll see what they'll do there. But they're going to try to hit a home run, guy in a purple or red state that's a Democrat that they can tout as a great joiner to try to sway some votes back and forth. So Raiden, the Great Awakening next few months going to be insane. Haven't had the October surprise yet. I know, right? Steady, Kamal's the only one who can get Biden's donor money. That is true. Yeah. Hear Ukraine's PM was shot? No, I didn't hear that. Kamala has to be nominated or they lose a Biden fund. Yep, exactly. Oh, Ficus, you caught me. Yeah, welcome. Al, stock chat's pure speculation these days. One can only speculate on stuff. Keep what I'm doing. Thank you. Thank you, Al. I appreciate that, man. You've been one of the OGs, too. Thank you. SEC Chair Gary Gensler will resign soon after the Biden exit. I saw that. That is awesome. That means Gensler is officially out no matter what. Remember somebody on here, this was a week or so ago, was worried that Trump wouldn't be able to appoint Patrick Byrne because Gensler would serve out his term. Well, Gensler's already announced he's going to retire or resign after Biden is gone after this election. So we're going to get Byrne. So JJ Jackson, thank you, buddy. Brett, Kamala would be a better host for the Wheel of Fortune than a president. Love it. Thanks, Vince. Obama will not be VP. Michelle is not interested, and Barack Obama cannot be VP. The Constitution forbids it. Since he's already been president for 2 terms. So thanks, Zach. Appreciate it. Thanks, Queefer. Vince says it's going to be Cooper in North Carolina, not Shapiro. He's Jewish, and you'll lose Michigan for sure. Interesting. Oh, that I didn't think about that. Because, well, the other thing, though, is that Shapiro could maybe try swing some Pennsylvania votes, and they desperately need Pennsylvania. But that's a good point, Vince. I didn't think about that. Andrew Morgan, Shapiro from Pennsylvania gives the Dems big problems with Michigan. So both you guys said that back to back. There you go. I don't think it's going to be Kelly. I really don't. So, yeah, everything goes through Ukraine, including cyber, what it's called. I already lost it. Okay, check this out. Josh Hawley, who's one of my favorite senators, posts, whistleblowers tell me law enforcement personnel were in fact stationed to the roof the day of the Trump rally, but abandoned it, citing the heat. They also say law enforcement were supposed to be patrolling the building, but opted to stay inside instead. Do you understand? Like, this is the president, well, potential president of the United States we're talking about, former president, it's not social, Secret Service for life, and they didn't man the roof because it's too hot. That does not happen. You're supposed to take a bullet for this man. In fact, it's part of your job. It's actually in your job description. You do not get down from a roof because it's too hot. That is a load of crap. That is some excuse that they're trying to throw out there that it's so insane that you can't really do anything about it anyways. This is, by the day, this whole shooting at Trump looks more and more like an inside job. And I 100% believe it is. I was listening to somebody the other day saying that this guy was telling him, like, this happened. It's like 25 coincidences in a row. And the guy's like, yeah, until the official report comes out, I'm not going to believe that it was inside job. You know, I think that's more likely. It's like, oh my God, who still thinks like that? Are you kidding me? After all we've seen, it's insane. It's asinine. People who just can't put two and two together. They don't understand that coincidences. First of all, I don't ever believe in coincidences. I don't. I think everything is something that happened either purposefully by a person or a person's accident. It's always caused by something. Or if there's no way to explain it by a person, then there's a spiritual realm. That's what I believe. I don't believe in coincidences at all. So when you have, because that means there's stuff that happens in life that's not purposeful, and I just don't believe that, nobody's going to ever convince me otherwise. It's a faith belief I have. So because of that, I can't ever believe that. You can't tell me that there were 25, 26, 35, as it keeps growing, accidents that happened to allow this to happen. It's not how that works. So it's crazy. Sliver says, what if Democrats put Hillary as VP, then kill Camel Toe? I floated that theory out there, Sliver, before, but the more I think about it, the less that makes sense. For one, Hillary won't help her gain votes. She'll lose votes with Hillary. You put together two of the most hated political candidates of all time. It's like a double whammy for dipping out. You're not inspiring anybody. That's number one. Number two, their biggest issue is in the Rust Belt. It's the swing states in the Rust Belt. They have to sweep. They need Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. They have to get those three. And Virginia's even on the verge right now. They have to get those. Clinton doesn't move those. Clinton lost those. She was the first Democrat to lose the blue wall since 84. So you can't put that up for. They're already losing this election, and that's why they're trying to kill Trump. You can't risk it. So Hillary won't run. I don't know what the game plan is with Hillary. I know she's plotting something. She wants to be president, but it's not going to be through VP. They have to win the election first. Then the plot can happen. Brett, like the United States Senate letterhead, how come Biden's note to the public looks like it was done on Windows 95? To be fair, this looks like it was done on Windows 95 too, Al or Brett. Jeff, DeWine from Ohio is more Democrat than Republican. I volunteer to get rid of him. I agree with you there. But I don't want him running with Kamala. It would get her a little bit of votes. Al spent a full day on metal roofs in Phoenix, Arizona, pure BS. See, you know, I used to work with roofers. I know. Right, Vin? They could put a tarp down. Yeah, 100% agree. What does Kamala getting those delegates mean, says Drew. Drew, it means that she is the choice now. She's the choice. There's no going back. She is the nominee. It says presumptive nominee, but that's the only reason it says that is because it's not official until the nomination when she officially accepts. But for all intensive purposes, this is over. And guys, this is the most undemocratic thing we have ever seen. The Democrats have gone to a new level. It was bad enough when they choked out Bernie 2 times in 16 and 20. That was bad enough. It was bad enough when they stole the 2020 election with fake votes. They didn't even run anything here. They didn't even try to run an election here. They just straight up anointed their nominee. It's crazy. And Trump is a threat to democracy. Get the F out of here. So crazy. Harris VP Kramer from Seinfeld. Alan says, tinfoil or truth. The audio shots was 2 different sounds. One had echoes. I did hear that. And there's definitely a lot of talk about a second shooter. But I also heard somebody breaking that down and said it was possible that those other shots were the guy getting shot. So I don't know. JR says, found out I'm colorblind. News came out of the purple. Nice. HRC says, Vince says Hannibal Lecter would do better. Probably. Donald, there's no leftist plan to kill Trump. It was a deranged boy that got bullied in school. Donald, are you serious? Are you that naive? You think a bullied little boy could sneak past Secret Service, plot the perfect day when Secret Service would not be paying attention? Like, the only way your theory even holds weight is if this literally happened by the dozens every single Trump rally and finally one snuck through. He picked the perfect day. It was the first time CNN had broadcast a Trump rally since 2019 in full. The New York Times photographer is the first rally they'd ever been to. There's so many coincidences here. It's only 130 yards away, and the Secret Service didn't look to it. Trump supporters outside were calling that the dude was on the roof for 5 minutes. They had him in their sights 26 minutes ahead of time. Are you serious? There was a ladder on the building just sitting there. They caught the guy earlier with his rangefinder and just let him loose. Bro, Donald, somebody needs to wake up. Somebody needs to wake up because you're still very asleep. Phil, American flag is flying at half-mast at the White House today. Really? That's interesting. Dave, Secret Service needs super secret special sloped shoes. That's hilarious. Harris VP Beetlejuice from, oh God, you guys are funny. Barney Fife could have done better. Rumdog says White House is worried about optics with Joe gone, Hillary showing up. Oh, there's something going on with the VP. There is, and Biden. I just don't know what it is. All right, Ian Carroll has had some really good stuff lately. First of all, he completely tore apart this. Listen, first of all, Ian is an RFK voter. He hates the Democrats, hates them. But he also is no fan of Trump. All right, so that's why I'm sharing his stuff, because he's a great investigative reporter, but he also is very middle of the road. All right, so he's not playing sides. And he did this awesome thing today where he completely tore apart somebody out there who was saying that Trump was involved with Epstein, because we all know that's bunk. And I've covered that before, so I don't need to go over it again. But he blew that up. So he's not playing Team Trump. Okay, he's voting for RFK. But he wrote this today, and I wanted to share it. Current Democrat Party is run by CIA and Mossad. 100% true. Any journalist doesn't see that tragically under research. I mean, take Bill Clinton as a prime example. Dude's caught red-handed flying around the world doing pedo stuff. Democratic Party decides his wife should be president. Not to mention what was in Hillary's emails, which are all in WikiLeaks. And if you really want to go down the rabbit hole, you can read those. At least Melinda Gates had the spine or tact to leave Bill when the truth came out. And he's talking to Jessica, but he says, current Democratic regime directly aligned with CIA. Current CIA director went to Epstein for help getting a job after he's done serving as Obama's ambassador to Russia. So good and so true. Job of journalists is hold powerful to account. Way too many journalists brainwashed by Trump's the devil. They completely forget what holding the powerful to account looks like. This is so spot on. It's wonderful. And listen, Ian and I have our disagreements, and I've called him out on a couple times on X. He was a little too hyped on GameStop, but it's fine. We all make mistakes. We all have our blind spots, but my point is, he's an honest, amazing dude, and I really respect him, and I wanted to share that because that just shows that anybody who takes the time to look into this, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, if you're honest, if you're intellectually honest, this stuff is just in your face. It is in your face, and it's just completely, it's all deep state now. Trump is the only one not deep state. That's why they're trying to kill him, and why they're trying to steal and cheat to keep him out. Why they're terrified. Why they would remove the presidential nominee who supposedly was the most popular candidate in history with 81 million votes. Why they would remove him 3.5 months before the election to put somebody else in, because they're just like, we just need to throw shit on the wall and see what sticks. That's where they're at. They are terrified. They know they're going to lose, and which also makes them desperate and scary. But anybody can see this. Anybody. And that's what I appreciate about Ian. He proves that here. And then I believe RFK is not deep state either. I believe they kept Biden in on purpose so RFK could not run against him. They pushed RFK out in the primary because he would have won the Democratic nomination. And honestly, I think he might have beat Trump. I really do. Not that he's a better... I'm glad he's not in position to beat Trump. I really am. I don't think he's better than Trump. I really don't. I almost think that's like some kind of divine interference there. But at the same time, I would choose RFK over Biden any day. I'd choose him over Romney. I'd choose him over Obama. I'd choose him over McCain. I'd choose him over Bush. RFK is not deep state. I 100% believe that. He's just a little too liberal for my likes. I know that CNN, MSNBC, Fox are all carrying live New York Times, Washington Post, all the outlets where this was planned. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. The shooter on the water tower. Yeah, listen, I can't 100% say that was a shooter on the water tower because it's a little blurry, but it definitely looks like something for sure. At least what I saw was a little crazy blurry. RFK was floated job in White House in return for Trump endorsement. Yes, I think RFK, he will... I have a feeling Trump's going to put him in charge and give him Fauci's job. I really do, which would be wonderful. RFK, his strongest point is the health place. He belongs there. That's where he would be perfect. He would get big pharma under wraps. He would weed out the FDA. That's where we need RFK Jr. He is perfect for that job. So that's what I hope happens. Harris VP picked the Bud Light Terrence testicle dude. Yeah, that would sink them just like it sunk Bud Light. What's on earnings tomorrow, MM? What are we looking at? Al, the video of the guy in the water tower was so low res, it could have been a guy with a camcorder. I agree. Yeah, that's what I think too. I don't think it's enough. And that's the thing, guys. There's so much truth in all this that we don't need to go chasing the stuff that we can't validate. Okay? And that's where we need to be careful. We need to just follow the stuff that can be validated. That's it. Everything else is speculation. We need to treat it as such. Is it fishy? Yes. But can we for sure say it's something? No. But I can say all the other stuff I listed earlier, those are all facts. Those are all validated. There's no one debating them. So that's where we need to stick with. And to me, that's enough. Harris VP Rosie O'Donnell. By the way, speaking of Rosie O'Donnell, did you guys see her freak out video today? I gotta share it. It's just too delicious. She's so scared. Look at her. By the way, she looks horrible. Okay, I'm not gonna play this whole thing because nobody can listen to her voice for long. But she's freaking out. We'll just spend 5 seconds, 10 seconds here because it's hard to listen.
It's very unnerving. And 100 days, people are saying to me, my therapist actually said to me, well, it's a long time between now and November. No, it isn't. We're about to start school again.
I'm so scared of
how quick all of a sudden it's Halloween.
By the way, she looks
worry,
awful.
Worry, and time's still going to go, and what's going to happen is going to happen. So, the wisdom to know the difference, the things I can control.
I don't know how Rosie O'Donnell over time is just turning into Keith Olbermann 2.0. I just don't understand how that's working, how that works. I just don't understand. Because isn't that what she looks like now? Tinfoil, the opera song of the RNC Convention. I know, yeah, some of All Fears song. Yeah, I know, that was weird. I think there's something to that. I really do. If Biden's not around, Harris happens to die, Johnson becomes president. That is true. Absolutely. And so they can't have anything happen to Harris, for sure. Fro Girl, Ace, can't they switch Kamala out before the DNC? No, they can't now. She's secured the delegates. I mean, again, this is huge. This means she's in. It just means she's in. The camera touch her eyeglasses. Oh, it might have been. That was weird, huh? Yeah, I don't know. How Rosie ever got an acting job? Yeah, I don't like. We don't need to stay there. We don't need to stay there. All right. I wanted to share this. This is really interesting. Elon came out today. His son is trans. He said his son's dead thanks to the woke mind virus, and he vowed to destroy the woke mind virus after that. That is why Elon, that's one sentence, and it sums up exactly why he's on our side now. Because he watched it destroy one of his kids. And that is the most powerful way to turn somebody around. Once something like that happens, and they're a good person, now they're forever in the bag. And that's why he's donating $45 million a month to Trump from here on out. I just wanted to share that because to me, there's a lot of people who are like, Elon's secret. He's a double agent, blah, blah, blah. And I see stuff like this and I'm like, nope, that's not who it is. Elon is one of the good ones. And listen, he still does some dumb stuff on Twitter. He's trusting some weird people and, but what I will say is Elon does seem to listen to the people when they speak up and make changes. And he's still got a bunch of lefties running Twitter. And he's not going to change that because he doesn't want to replace the entirety of the entire staff. I mean, that's hard to do. A lot of those tech guys come from Silicon Valley. So, but I trust him. I just wanted to leave it at that. What's up, Dubois? How you doing, man? Finger at 2, chill in the background. All right, man. I'm sorry you're having a bad day, Thomas. We just bless you. In Jesus' name, peace and healing, brother. And I'm so sorry you're not feeling well, man. We think about you all the time. Rosie looks bad. Is your therapist, Sam Brighton? Is that her therapist? I don't know who that is. When Trump wins, a lot of libtards going to be leaving the country? No, they won't. They just like to say that. They're trying to sway votes. And yeah, it's so ridiculous. Delegates still have to vote a convention. You're right. They do, Alan. So that's a fair point. They haven't voted officially yet. You're right. But they've committed their delegates. Why? Ask yourself this. Why? Why would they do that ahead of time? What do they have to gain? Because the Democrats are already being criticized over abandoning democracy for this. It's a very bad look for them. A very bad look for them. So why do this? Why do this unless they're trying to avoid an open convention? That's the only thing that makes sense. And so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. That's not ridiculous. Yeah, did I see Obama throw Biden in the lake? No. You tagged me on this? Let me see. That's too good. I love it. That's hilarious. That's too funny, man. Okay, let me see. Did I have anything else? All right. I'm going to switch over to some market talk here. All right, and then I did have one thing I just want to talk about on GTII to end the stream here. So, okay, so the yield curve, which has been inverted for over 700 days, 747 days to be exact, the longest inversion in history, which is always a sign of recession or bad times. It's never been defeated to this date. And yet we haven't seen official recession. We haven't seen a stock market crash yet. So now it's starting to break back and uninvert. Now, the way it's uninverting, this is really interesting. I watched a good video on this the other day. But the way it's uninverting actually is a sign that recession is really close. And so this is something to really watch for. And if we get more bad data, like really bad the next week to 10 days, I think there's a small chance that the Fed might actually drop a rate in July. Now, I still think it's going to be September, the first cut, but this is something to look out for. The next thing is that the hedge funds, all of a sudden, in July, are dumping stocks at the fastest pace since March of 2022. Look at that. This red line right here. Last 22, January of 22, way down here, March 2020. So the last 4 times, stocks have dumped this low. One of them was a crash. And the other one was that horrible 2022 year we had in the stock market. So guys, this is picking up. There is stuff happening. And somebody was asking me, today in our Discord chat, they were asking me, do I think they pull a rug pull before the election? My answer is they don't want to. Now, Powell, I don't think cares one way or the other. But I don't think Powell wants to rug pull anything. I think he wants to try to navigate this perfectly to have a soft landing, which is not going to happen, but he's going to try. But the Treasury, if they wanted to pull the rug pull, or the hedge funds, I don't think they're going to do it on purpose before the election. I really don't, because they don't want Trump and J.D. Vance in there. Wall Street does not want that. Wall Street knows Trump and J.D. Vance get in there. There was already that article on J.D. Vance the day he was nominated about Wall Street scared of him on Market Watch. Trump is going to appoint Patrick Byrne. So their good times are over once Trump and Vance get in there. They don't want that. So they have no incentive to rug pull for political reasons before the election. But, and this is the big old but that's out there, the big but is that they might not be able to stop it. That things are getting so bad, they might not be able to stop it. And here's the deal. Once it becomes your money, saving your money, making a move with your money versus making a political decision, everybody's going to choose their money every single time. And that means the rug pull could come from the economy getting so bad they all run for cover. So that's what we need to be looking at here as well. Biden's going to be on Hangover 4. That's funny. Whitey says, Biden was last seen paddleboarding in circles behind Obama's Martha Vineyard, hanging out with the cook. Is Kamala eligible to be president? Don't your parents have to be Americans? No, Eric. Your parents do not have to be Americans. You have to just be a naturalized citizen born here. So if she's born here and was considered a citizen from birth, I'm pretty sure that makes it possible. I think that's the only qualification. So like I could run for president because my dad was Austrian. He came over when he was 5 months old though. So, what I don't know is at that time they were doing the, cause that's a more recent, but I don't know how recent that is, that if you're just born in America, you're all automatically considered a citizen. So as long as she's considered a citizen, born a citizen, yes, she can be president. But I don't know the full story behind that. So there might be other details that I don't know. 4 likes needed for 150. Come on, guys. Let's get those likes up to 150. I know you guys can do it. Natural born citizen isn't natural. You're right, John. I messed up those words. So Kamala says, Dan says, Kamala would have a very hard time winning in southern states. Had the primaries not already passed, it would be more obvious. Oh, I agree with you. I also think she's going to have a very hard time around the Rust Belt. She's a California liberal. They hate her. And they have to win the liberal. They have to win the Rust Belt. I can't say that 5 times fast. The other thing though is that the Sun Belt, which is Arizona, Nevada, all that, they're already know it's gone. They might still win New Mexico, but Arizona and Nevada are gone. They're not even going to fight for them. I'm telling you that right now. They're not even going to fight for him. The Biden campaign already admitted it. Their entire plan to win the election is to hold all the blue states, and the only swing states they're planning on going after now is Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. And that's what they're going to go after. If Dems want any chance of winning, they need emergency primaries. They're not going to do any primaries. If I get elected president, you're leaving the country and taking Rosie O'Donnell with you? Eric, I'm sure you two will be very happy together. Brett, Kamala was born in Oakland. From what I know, it's not a third world country as of yet. But you're sure Newsom got some. They're not going to go after it, guys. Come on. Let's be honest. They never even looked at Obama, whether or not he was actually a natural-born citizen for the Democrats. They never even looked. They don't care. They're not going to care with Obama or Kamala. Nobody's ever going to do anything about this. The media's not going to report it. There's not enough pressure from the rest of the people to demand it. It's just not going to happen. So, seriously, who do I think will be our vice president right now? Oh, that's tough, man. That's really tough to say. I think it's probably going to be somebody we don't expect as of right now. But I do think they wanted, like Mark Kelly, somebody like that. But now he's being exposed on blast. So we'll see if he can still get up there. And then other than that, they're gonna try to get somebody like that can appeal to that Rust Belt. So it might be Roy Cooper from North Carolina, which is hilarious because he's hated now so much so that in 2022 there's a massive red wave in North Carolina, and now even though he's governor, he can't do anything because he doesn't even have veto power. There's so many Republicans here; they just vote everything they want and they overturn his veto every time. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Butter says, "How about perfect VP candidate for Kamala, someone disposable like Joe Biden?" Yeah, I don't see that happening. But, I wouldn't be surprised if she wins. She's not going to win the election. But let's just hypothetically say she picked a VP to win the election. She wins. And then they replace the VP. I would not be surprised at that. And then get Clinton in. Whitmer already said she's not going to run. She said, "I'm staying in Michigan." I think it was just today. Yeah, Gretchen Whitmer rejects VP talk. "I'm staying in Michigan." So there you go. She's not going to do it. Let's pick a guy that says, "I was that boy." AOC, it would be a white dude for sure. Trump up a fake BC, yeah. Eric says AOC. AOC would actually be a really smart pick, but they don't like AOC. They don't. They like the attention she brings to Democrats, but they don't like her. It could be Buttigieg. It could, but he's extremely unpopular. So I doubt that. All right, but I think it's probably going to be Cooper. I do, which is terrible. Nobody cares about Harris Cooper. Newsom cannot be VP. You cannot have a president and a VP from the same state. So you can't. Newsom cannot be VP. We want her to stop talking about being a citizen. Good thing. I hear you, Vince. Okay. We need to talk about this real quick for everybody in the stock community because Anna Trades is going through some stuff. And I know this because I had people threatening my life just a couple months ago on the stock side. And now Anna is going through this. So Anna Trades, who's great, who's been fighting for the MMTLP community, going to Congress, talking to them, says, "I'm in fear for my life. Therefore, I'm making this public declaration. If anything happens to me, know I'm healthy, not suicidal, and good driver. Reasons to believe my phone's being bugged. My calls are often dropped. I experience difficulties in making or accepting calls. Additionally, I frequently hear echoes and noises in the background. I'm currently involved in a lawsuit against very corrupt and powerful individuals. Making this announcement public helps me feel safer. Evidence I have is overwhelming. It seems he's monitoring my calls are aware of this. Please share this message." So this is awful. Anna's amazing, sweet woman, and it's just crazy. But this is how evil these people are. And again, I said, I found somebody who is completely threatening my life out there. One of these bashers, they were doxing me, posting all kinds of private pictures and stuff. And so I know this is real. Okay, I just wanted to say that. So we need to pray for Anna and support her by sharing this, getting this out there, and showing them that we're very tight-knit as a community. All right, and I just thought that was very important to share. Now, I just wanted to end on talking about just something on GTI real quick. Now, things are very heated with GTI right now, and we know why. Okay, it's obviously why. In fact, I'm going to go pull up pull it up right now. Stock market looks red. Futures tomorrow. That's interesting. So ever since GTI has been delisted, it's been getting crushed, and one of the reasons is nobody can buy it anymore. Okay, nobody can buy GTI anymore, or at least on retail side. It's been taken away from us. It has, and so now it's completely up to the lawsuit and anybody fighting behind the scenes to try to make this happen. That's where we're at, guys. We haven't lost yet, but we cannot do much anymore other than talk about it. And that's it. And so a lot of people are heated about this, and I get it, deservedly so. But there's also a lot of slander and lies being thrown out there. And one of those things is that Ham and William and myself are pumpers. That's completely untrue. All right. First of all, a pumper doesn't stay around in the muck when the stock goes down. You just don't. Why would you? It's stupid. The entire definition of a pump and dumper is you pump it up and then you dump it and leave. So that, first of all, there's no logic behind that. But people are mad because they heard the story of GTII told by Ham and William and then later myself, and they bought a bunch. And I bought a bunch. I've lost a lot, okay? A lot of us have lost thousands of dollars in this stock. And I've lost an AMC and all this other stuff. And there's no getting that money back unless a miracle happens. There's just not, and it sucks. I get it. Trust me. I'm in this with you guys. But tearing each other apart is not going to do anything. It's just not. And there's a lot of questions out there that cannot be answered. For one of them, people keep asking me all the time, what's going on? Guys, you see where we're at now. The company took the company away from us. They screwed us. They are in that place. And everything I know, the fights, the attacks that were going on, there were people fighting behind the scenes to make this happen. I knew of several deals offered to Reichman, and he turned them all down. And they were no-brainer deals. One of them, he was offered $10 million to walk away and just hand it over. Cash. He didn't do it. It's insane. And I'm just telling you, we can't do anything about that. But we weren't wrong. And that's the other point, is we weren't wrong. The setup was what we said it was. The setup, we proved the Alpine side. We proved that. And I've already talked about this, so I'm not going to go super deep into it again. But the point is I can't fix this, and I wish I could. I do. And if I'm sorry about anything, I have nothing to be sorry about as far as what I've said, because I've just been honest. And I shared it because I was excited about what we'd found. And because there was so much backing it up, it was just unbelievable. And it was an incredible opportunity as long as it lasted until management screwed us. Just like AMC was an incredible opportunity until AA screwed up people. Just like GameStop was going to go to the moon until Ryan Cohen did stuff. We can't control management. And that's what it comes down to. And, the truth is I feel for everybody who lost. I do. I really do. Okay. But it's also time we have to say, we all made our own choices here. It was our money. We chose it. Nobody forced anybody to buy anything. All right. And I can't say if you were strong-armed or somebody on the side came to you and was like, you have to do this, man, put 10 grand in your buddy or something. If that's one thing, I get it. But I'm just a guy on YouTube talking about what I see. And I get it. And I'm sorry that I couldn't predict management would do this, because none of the facts added that up. And if you made your decision based on that information, I am sorry for that. I am. Okay. But it's still your decision. And that sucks. And it is what it is. But you know what? I'm not leaving until it's over. And it's not over yet. It's not over. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good, but it's not over. But I'm not leaving. I'm in this. I'm in with GTII. I'm still in Finger. I'm still in DJT. I believe in these things, and I think something's still going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen, and I also don't think my time has been wasted. We've built a community. We're all fighting this together. We're all going after something. We're all learning as we go, and that's you know, it is something, and it doesn't replace your money. I get that, it doesn't. But I was telling somebody today that, like, you know, I'm down, and listen, I've had savings once in my life. In 2020 was the first time in my life I got out of debt. First time in my life since I'd been married as an adult, okay? I hadn't been out of debt since before my marriage until 2020. And then I put my savings into a lot of stocks. I had a really good first year, actually. I made about 20%. And I was playing the stock market the way you're supposed to. I had a little Spotify, a little Disney here and there. And then I went into AMC and I bought into that craze. And I lost a bunch of money. And I stayed there too long. And then I went into GTII. And at first I made a bunch of money. But then I lost it all over time. And that's all my savings I've ever had, guys. It's gone. Okay. And all I have left is what's still in DJT and Finger, really. And then what's in GTI, but that's like nothing right now. So my point is that, like, I feel your pain in this. Okay. And I'm not going anywhere. So you guys, like, and it's mostly not of you guys, but there's people on Twitter and there's probably people listening who aren't chatting. You guys can be assholes to me, whatever. You can call me a pumper, whatever. It doesn't affect me. I just want you guys to know that. It doesn't affect me because I was never paid by any company to do anything. I've never done a single dishonest thing. I've only told what I've discovered, what I've heard. That's it. And I've always shared everything with you. And I've always brought it with warnings that said, only put in when you can afford to lose. Or, you know, these are really good gambles, but they're still gambles. I've always said that from the beginning. And so I don't feel sorry about any of that stuff. Okay. But I feel sorry about the fact that we all got blindsided and it sucks. Okay. And that sucks, but I'm not done. And I know the people fighting for it. So I'm not leaving. But that's what I wanted to say about GTI. As far as everything else, there's nothing to say. It's completely out of our control right now. We just have to hope, pray, and spread news. That's all we can do right now. But going after William, going after Ham, going after myself or Richard, what good is that going to do any of you? And, you know, I know there's a lot of people on Twitter freaking out about this, going off on it, and I get it. It's fine. Whatever. If that makes you feel better, then get your rocks off. All right? But the fact is like, it doesn't even make sense if you say pump and dumper. It doesn't even make sense because none of us left. We're all still here. So, but, you know, I'm a big boy. I put on my pants in the morning, and if I see somebody talking about something and I buy it, that's on me. I'm not gonna watch YouTube or get on Twitter and buy something on what somebody says and then blame them. That's on me. That's on me. And that's how adults think. Okay? And so if you're going to be an adult, you're going to have to say, I made a decision. I'm mad about my decision. Why am I listening to somebody on YouTube? That's on you. Okay? That's on you. And it sucks. It really sucks. But we all are responsible for our own actions. Okay? And that's just how it goes. So, all right, let me catch up with guys here. Ed Chabowski got 50K in a Roth. Good idea to exit before crash. Ed Chabowski, I can't tell you what to do there, man. I would say that I would be I would hold off. If it was me, I wouldn't sell anything until I was really sure the signs of the crash were coming, because we still might have a melt up for a couple months. So 16,000 GTI. Sorry, Thomas. Ham says they're moving shares in GTI as a friend trying to buy 1 million at 3 cents could not get it filled, sitting at 1. Wow. Drew, what happens to Wisconsin, Nevada? Heard they didn't secure Kamala fast enough. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know how that's going to happen. They'll probably figure something out. Jesse has 40,000 shares. Susan 32,000. I hear you guys. Yeah. 103,000 born free. Not said they have something going on with the lawsuit this week. So, ESK says Richard's putting energy in this because he believes it can be resolved. Tommy Wang gets 20 million shares working to get it resolved. Let's pray that's. I agree with you. Yeah, those guys aren't going to leave. Stella, invest money in your ideas for fun of the group, the fun of possibly making change. Yeah, that's how I look at it too, Stella. Jesse, you're chilling. GTI is a side hustle for you. Yield farming crypto is your main hustle. There you go. I mean, at least you got a plan. Rumdog, 65 GTI here to win. I love that. CBT, casualties in all wars. Agreed. So now what? Counterfeiters still have to buy back them shares when Trump takes over. That is 100% true. ESK, 70,000 and involved. There you go. Tony, and taking the tax loss recouping XRP. And you got a plan. Good for you, man. And see, that's the other thing. Like, until any of us are dead, we still have time to learn and grow and make money in other ways. We can't, like, and I say this just to help people, honestly. But if once you go to a victim mentality and you feel like everybody's just ruining your life, you're never going to get better. You're never going to find other ways to make your life better. You know, I mean, I had to learn that lesson. I used to be a complete victim. And, you know, I started learning my lesson about 5-6 years ago. And once I started learning that lesson, my entire life started changing around. My marriage got better. My parenting got better. My friendships got better. My career got much better. I tripled my salary in the last 5 years. I mean, that's good. You know, unfortunately, inflation's taken away almost all my gains in my salary. So there's that too. But I'm just saying, like, you know, stop being a victim and life will get better for you. Your XRP bags are packed. There you go. Eat buffet will make you feel better. Focusing on accumulating finger now. I'm right there with you, Rum. Vin, you can sell stocks within your Roth, leave the money in the Roth. There you go. That's a good idea. Would I sell Nvidia, Apple, and Microsoft before a crash? Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's a no-brainer. Nvidia, once it crashes, it'll never get back to these prices again. Apple and Microsoft, they're more questionable because they're so popular and so integrated into everything. They could always come back. I don't think Nvidia ever comes back. I really don't. So the thing is like those stocks are really tough because they're all at or around all-time highs now, correct? And so the decision you got to make is, do you want to stay in and keep chasing higher highs as long as there's a melt up? And truthfully, you could grab another 10 to 25% in the next 2 months. I really do think that's a possibility. And maybe even longer. You know, the timing of this is an impossible thing to tell. I just can look at everything and say, there's a correction coming at some point. It's going to be major. And nobody disagrees on that, except for Jim Cramer, which tells me I'm right. But that has to happen. And so what I would do is just pay attention and make your decision on if you've made enough profit or not already and you want to go safer, or if you want to ride it out a little longer until you get a warning sign. If you have some money to play with, then maybe it's worth it. GTI is not a dead deal. No. Court date's the August 7th. Okay, so we got 3 weeks. Why are people still talking AMC is going to run? I don't know. Where'd the guy go who bet me $1,000 AMC was running this month? He never came back. AI stocks are hard to predict, but NVIDIA is not an AI stock. It's a chip stock. It just happens to be with AI. But here's the deal. The AI is in a bubble. It's in a bubble like in 2000. And NVIDIA is going to be the next Cisco or Pets.com. It's going to be a valuable company for a long time, but the value it's at right now is insane. There's nothing to back that up. So once it pops, it's going to pop hard. Newspaper. I haven't read a newspaper in forever. Cindy Lou, sold your GTI, left a couple months ago, except for 140. Made big profit when it ran to around 9, so I did okay. Well, good for you, Cindy Lou. I'm glad you sold at 9. I should have. I would have bought back in, but if I know what I know now, I would have sold when it was running up and hopefully caught 7 or 8 and made some money, and then I would have bought on the way back down. And so I didn't know anything about trading back then. Finger up 2% after hours? 2%? Really? That's awesome. Oh, 2% is only 4 cents. Hey, it's not nothing though. Life's a roller coaster, ups and downs. Also, life is like walking a tunnel of light at the end. Amen. Tax issues. Oh, I hear you, Jim. Yeah, it will be taxes for sure. Yeah, it's going to be hard. I can't tell you what to do though. It's just you gotta make your own plan. I would tell you though, Jim, make a plan. Have an amount you want to get out at, because you can always buy back in if it doesn't go down, But just start taking profits. Vinman, quick reminder how the DNC handles tragedy. Biden spent 9/11 hiding in a bunker. Kamala Harris spent with her boyfriend Montel. Trump spent 9/11 marching in a war zone. Yeah, right. Cindy Lou, didn't appreciate William mocking investor. That's terrible. I didn't see it, so I can't speak to it. But if that's true, it's terrible. I know we should have all sold at 9. I agree. Sloppy, you're going to say it's probably a bubble. When they do pop, they usually come back higher. Well, that's not completely true. It's true of the indexes so far, but it's not true of stocks. Most bubble stocks do not bounce back, but the indexes tend to, because they build new bubbles. Yeah, it's too bad. You guys had that experience with William lately. I haven't watched in a while, so. But anyways, well, guys, hey, I got to call it a night. It's late. Pray for if you think about it, my little girl tomorrow. She's having a pretty intense dental surgery. They're actually going to put her under, and she's only 9. She's pretty scared. And mom and dad are scared too. So it's the first time we've ever been through something like this. So anyways, she's just, we're not big pharmaceutical people, so we're not stoked about all the medicine that's going to be pumping in her veins to put her out and stuff, but she really needs this done. So anyways, if you think about it, just put my little girl up in prayers for tomorrow. And so I'll be off work, and it also means I'll probably come on early tomorrow. So that could be fun. But same source said Biden was going to drop out of the race, saying Biden's in hospice and won't survive the night. Wow. Now that's crazy. I'm an anti-dentite. Vin, man, I can't even make this up. I watched that episode of Seinfeld tonight as I was making dinner. That exact episode. That's hilarious. I love it. You guys are awesome. So anyways, I appreciate you guys. And also pray for my channel that it doesn't stay demonetized, because if it does, I'm going to have to hustle a little more just to keep going here. I don't make much on here, but it does supplement my time a little bit. So anyways, all right. Bless you guys. Love you. I'm going to pray real quick, head out, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. All right. So Heavenly Father, thank you for today. God bless this community. I do I especially pray for Genielle and Thomas Dubois and their bodies, Lord, that you would just bring healing to them and alleviate their pain. Lord, in Jesus' name, I just pray peace over their bodies, and for my little girl tomorrow, that everything will go smooth. And anybody else in this community, God, who needs healing, and God, for all of us who are down monetarily, I pray that everything we've learned in our time here, we can use that to build way more wealth than we lost over the long term, the knowledge we've acquired. And Father, I pray for our country. We have so much going on, and I just pray for justice in our political system and our markets, that we get back on track and we become the America we're meant to be. And then in 2 years, when we celebrate our 250th anniversary, we will be an America much closer to the vision of the Founding Fathers than we are now. And we pray that there's protection over Trump and any other political candidates, God, that we don't want any assassinations or deaths. We just want a fair fight. And so we pray that there's no election manipulation, that all those attempts are thwarted and just ruined when it comes to November this year, and that the election happens on time as scheduled. And just bless everybody here again in Jesus' name. Amen. All right.